You're now listening to The Couch on 24/7 Miami with your hosts, Chubby Dubby, Clem December,
Big Clem. December, it's Clem time.
and your boy Coleman.
Coleman, I've had the most absurd nightmare. I was poor and no one liked me.
Let's go.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Couch. We are coming to you live from the beautiful Doral, Connecticut School of Broadcasting campus. I am here with my boys, Debbie.
The boys. And it's not Saturday.
Mr. Matt Lawson.
Hello.
Yo, what a dramatic choice of song, Matt.
And you can get the link to the live episode, the YouTube link on our Instagram account. That is the Couch_radio on Instagram. You can also get it on Twitter. That is the Couch_Miami. And we're going to get into some NBA today.
Yo, before we start the real talk, have you guys ever tried signing a baseball?
No.
Okay.
Moving on to the NBA awards show.
The NBA awards show was last night. Did you guys have a chance to? Did you watch it live, or did you catch? I
literally
after the fact, or
I was able to watch it all through Snapchat. Like, you pretty much got to see the whole thing. I did not have to be sitting down in front of a TV to be able to tune into that. Nor do I really know what channel it was on.
Oh, I have no idea.
It was on TNT.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Also, yeah, that's kind of how it goes with most things in this world. You don't really have to watch it to really know what's going on with social media. But I caught a little bit of it.
Well, yeah, because of the on-demand thing, right, is what you're saying? Like, we have TV on demand now?
Or just people posting it to social media.
Posting all day. Like, you know what's going on without even...
I did not watch a second of it live on television or on demand, but I saw updates on Twitter and videos.
And I got all of... we got some sound, but I got all of Drake's jokes from Instagram. I only watched I didn't even watch any revealings of any awards. I caught the middle portions, and then they would go to commercial, and I would switch back to the Gator game or the Big Three or whatever.
Yo, let's not knock live TV though. I like live TV. It's exciting.
Okay, whatever. So this was Drake kind of killed it.
Just killed it, bud.
Good comment. So Drake kind of killed it. He was roasting everyone. So this is Drake. This is some jokes from Drake last night.
Hey, we got Allen Iverson in here somewhere, probably on a super casual vibe, just connecting with some old friends, you know. Got the Brooklyn Nets in here trying to get verified on Instagram tonight. It's a lot of blue checks coming your way, boys, I promise. I'm legit excited for y'all. Draymond Green stopped kicking people in the groin and moved on to something much worse, his own podcast. It's a tough listen. LeBron James recently went bald, and social media had an absolute joke from 2007. We're gonna keep it rolling. Rookie Markelle Fultz says he almost signed with Big Baller Brand before he eventually signed with Nike. Fultz said, "I went to college." Paul Pierce retired this year. The truth. Make some noise for the truth. My guy. You know, after a very long career, fans were in shock, as they were under the assumption that he left 10 years ago.
So
he killed it.
He killed it.
He really did.
He killed it. He was funny. The show was pretty good. They had the TNT guys off to the side, so they were like announcing some like
Ernie and stuff.
Ernie, the whole crew.
Barkley,
Ernie,
Shaq.
Barkley, Shaq, and Kenny. And they had the whole crew on the side. They were doing like they were announcing like fan vote awards and stuff like that. And so we'll get into some of the awards.
Right.
Maybe more expected was like Draymond winning Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
Malcolm Brogdon won Rookie of the Year, which I remember this year watching the Milwaukee Bucks, and I'm like, man, this team looks really good. Like, I know they got Antetokounmpo and they got Chris Middleton, right? But I was like,
Jabari Parker.
I was like, man, they look really good. And then towards the end of the year, it hit me that their first round draft pick is playing really well. He ends up being Rookie of the Year. So the Bucks, that looks good for the Bucks. The Bucks are going to be a pretty good team moving forward.
I think so, yeah. I was not necessarily shocked by that award. I don't know who necessarily would have won it.
Yeah, who else was in the running?
A lot of people were making the argument that Joel Embiid had a more impact on his team, but he only played like 31 games.
Right.
So I don't, I disagree with that whole notion that he should win. I think Joel Embiid probably has the potential to be a better player.
Right.
But as far as that accolade goes, like, you can't give it to somebody if they don't even play half the season.
Right. And yeah, not to say I was surprised by that, but because I don't really, like you said, you don't know who else is really in the running for it. What I did see was the All-NBA rookie team. The All-NBA rookie team involved
I like that.
2 Philadelphia 76ers, Embiid and Saric.
Yeah, Dario
Saric. So
that was the first year they did that, right? With like an all-rookie team?
No, they do
I don't know.
Since they've been doing that since the beginning of time.
Get out of town.
Since before basketball
what
was
do you
invented.
mean?
I'm not talking about all NBA teams. I understand that, and I know that. I'm talking about all rookie team. They did an all rookie team.
They did an all NBA rookie team, which they do every single year.
No, they do a first team, a second team, and a third team, and then an all defensive
and
team.
a rookie team.
All right. Well, first I hear about it.
All right.
Well,
you're gonna come in here and really think that that's the first NBA all rookie team
Well,
ever?
it was the first time that they had a freaking award show. I mean, there's a first time for things. It was the first time we ever saw, a red carpet for an award show and, a host for an NBA award show, dude. So
yeah. It's the first time.
Why not do, I can make up an award right now.
Biggest instigator in the radio studio?
Yeah, it's the first time they did an award show for all the awards that they've already had.
All right. Well, I thought that the all rookie thing was a new thing.
Moving on. So Russell Westbrook won the MVP, which I believe we had a little, MVP off about maybe 2 months ago, where I defended I
was a
his
judge
position. But let's talk about what you guys think about the way that they actually did the award show. Like, so usually what ends up happening is all these awards usually come out in, like, say, the first round of the playoffs to make sure that everybody gets a chance to receive their award in front of their home crowd, usually during the series. That way they can, they can get pumped up by their fans. They can do it, if it would have been, the same result, but they would have done it like this anyways. It would have been during Oklahoma City's first, playoff
versus
series.
James Harden.
So which was in the running.
It would have added something to that series.
Right.
I agree with that.
Right.
The NBA awards show, them doing it this way, it looks like they're trying to pull a page out of the NFL book where they're like, we need to keep ourselves relevant in the off season.
Right.
So they're like,
I don't think it was a bad move.
It wasn't a bad move. And granted, I'm sure the ratings for it were great. There wasn't much else going on in the night of sports.
There was a lot of baseball.
So
yeah, like you said, nothing much going on.
Yeah, there was June baseball going on.
No, listen, can I say something though? Look, I liked the idea of it, right? I mean, it makes sense for the game, but I think that they're gonna get better on it. I think they're gonna improve it. As far as I think they did it way too. The season was already over.
Right.
That's the whole problem.
Right.
But they did it about as soon after the season as they could.
Now, granted, they have to predict it for, they have to, I'm assuming, what that game, it ended in 5 games, that series, the finals. I mean, you have to, I guess, prepare
for 2 more games.
For 2 more games.
Right. That's the thing. So as in terms of after the season, they didn't wait that long. But in terms of when they usually do it, which is in the first round, it seemed like forever.
Right. It seemed like forever. Like we were even making commentary, like when, a couple of weeks ago, like, hey, who's the MVP? What's happening here? You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's not necessarily that I dislike it. It just feels like it took a little bit of the luster away.
Well, it's new. It's something new. And,
right. But so listen, so the most recent people that we saw were Kevin Durant, were LeBron James, even, you know, Kawhi Leonard or James Harden. You know, it's like, when was the last time we saw Russell Westbrook play? It sort of faded from my memory a little bit. I still thought that he deserved to win the MVP. It just, it took a little bit of the luster away from it for me.
But also just the whole doing it like in the first round of the playoffs when most of the guys who are involved in the MVP race are still playing.
Right.
Like in this year would have been a really good time to do it in the first round because you were going to give it to either Westbrook or Harden, who were playing against each other. So that would have added to that.
But at the
series.
same time, though, if you think about it, right? I mean, not that by no means, like, let's be honest, so we're all human, right? By no means do I think that these players might be focused on winning that award per se, because obviously out to the media, they're all going to be, you know, just championships. But that kind of has to play into their psyche also, as far as, am I going to win the MVP? Am I not going to win the MVP? And I guess that it was a smart thing that they did it after the season, because that way, I guess, you get really the full potential of each player. You get me? Like, nobody's really not focused.
Okay,
on
but if you're worried about am I the MVP or not, wouldn't you want to get it out of the way?
And it shouldn't
or
really
not
have an
to worry
effect
about
on
it.
their performance, because the MVP is a regular season award.
Right, and I understand that.
They voted
but
before
remember
the playoffs.
One of the things that I said was that they're human. Okay, like they're gonna think about it. You know, it's just natural. They're just not gonna talk about it, thinking about it. But
okay,
I mean, it's got to be on Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden's mind, like who were the obvious choices for this. You know what I'm saying? It has to somewhat cross their mind, like, you know, and then they kind of snap back to reality and be like, okay, well, no, I have to focus on what's in front of us.
Okay, I mean, I'm not in any of their brains, so I really don't know how to.
And we know, and we'll never know, because their answers are all going to be the same anyway. So
yeah, good point.
Whose speech was better, Russell Westbrook's last night or Kevin Durant's mama speech?
I didn't hear Russell Westbrook's.
Well, it was pretty.
I saw
emotional.
a little bit of it. He was talking about his brother.
I saw that he
like
cried,
Yeah.
which. All right, grown men. Apparently nowadays, if you receive an MVP and you cry, it's like the most beautiful moment
You're
ever.
a savage, Matt. You know that? You're a savage. This is an emotional moment, man. You
Can grown men stop crying on TV for crying out loud? No pun intended. Yeah, you know, you win an MVP and, you know, act like you've been there.
But he hasn't.
Yeah, it was his first one.
That's the joke.
Dude,
okay,
right.
Moving on.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I thought it was cool. I thought it was sincere. I liked it. You don't really get to see that side of Russell Westbrook, though.
But you
don't get to see the human side of that guy, bro. You see that guy's a savage on the court, just, you know, attacking the basket, right?
But that's where I'm coming from, where I'm saying I'm kind of not even moved by the athlete crying anymore, because they all do it. When Kevin Durant cried and called his mom the real MVP, okay, like, that was a touching moment.
That's how Matt's never won anything in organized
can't
sports.
Remember. I definitely don't cry when I win. I guess
we'll have to ask your mother.
But what I was saying was, you know, the crying athlete is played out. Win your MVP.
After Noshan? Was it after Noshan? Was it Noshan that ruined that for everybody?
No, it's all of them. It's all of them. I'm just saying, like, oh my god, it was so emotional. He thanked his parents. They all thank their parents.
Noshan looked like
Give me the athlete.
Some sort of
you know what I want. You know what I want to see is, yeah, Noshan. That was a whole different thing.
It was like just water pouring out of his head.
Who supports you throughout your things, man? Your folks, your girl, your whatever, your family, other.
Okay,
you know?
so why are we so up it? Like, why are we all melting when someone thanks their family?
Dog, you're taking it to a different extent. I'm not saying I'm melting, bro. I could just appreciate some true emotion.
I'm just saying, I'm tired of seeing these guys crying when they win the MVP.
Oh, I'm so manly. My name's Matt, and I don't have a beard.
Yeah, good point.
Where's this show going?
Dude, I have no idea, but
we're still in the NBA.
Yeah, yeah. And the award show. What else? What other awards went out?
No other awards. NBA free agency is finally upon us.
Booming.
And there's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff involving the Heat, including Gordon Hayward's
potentially.
I think they've been quiet.
The Heat have been quiet. They haven't done anything because the free agency hasn't actually started yet. July 1st.
No, it's not. I'm not talking about the Heat. I'm not talking about the Heat haven't done anything. It's the other people.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, Gordon Hayward's final 3 involves the Heat. Blake Griffin's options involves the Heat. which I want to break down both of those.
Please do.
In like with you in terms of both of those, because first off, frankly, I don't want Blake Griffin.
I would say
no, I don't want him either.
I really don't either, and it's not necessarily like, we don't exactly have a great power forward on the roster anymore.
I don't want him.
But Blake Griffin is very injury prone. He punches his trainers.
We got Bam.
He's going to be very expensive, right? In the draft,
that's the thing.
The guy from Kentucky, which I don't know anything, but yeah, Blake Griffin is going to command a max contract. I don't want to spend that money,
and he hasn't played a full season in a couple 30 years.
games.
Right,
he's going to be worse than Wade.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of a short convo for me. If Blake Griffin is our plan B, like for not getting Gordon Hayward,
right,
and we settle for Blake Griffin, I won't be super thrilled about that.
But check this out, bro. Like, again, are we just settling for what's out there, or is there a plan? That's what I want to know.
No, I think there's a plan if we can land Gordon Hayward. If we can land Gordon Hayward, that provides us with a premier scorer to go along with defensive ability from James Johnson, Hassan Whiteside.
But we'd have to re-sign James Johnson.
A facilitator, right?
We wouldn't be able to do Waiters and James Johnson.
I know.
So we let Waiters go.
Right, because bringing in Gordon Hayward allows you to let Waiters go.
Sure.
Waiters was
the scorer.
Our scorer, which
right.
you can't
it's
have.
Crazy to say.
Yeah, you can't have really Waiters being your top scorer, even though he played really well during our 30-11 run. But yeah, so if we bring in Gordon Hayward, that's that scorer that we needed, and put that with some really good defense and some really good team chemistry that we built over the second half of last year. I think that's an East Finals team.
And honestly, defense comes with the organization because we've never had a bad defensive team. So
I mean, yeah.
And
you think defense.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And I mean, Spo's favorite thing is defense. Never let go of the rope. Blah 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 blah. But do you think so? Obviously, he's a free agent, so we wouldn't have to give up anything in order to sign him other than money. But do you think that that's sort of like what happens to Justice Winslow? Because they both play the same position, unless you switch.
Yeah, but he's not. But okay, we know one's going to play, and we're not sure about.
I'm saying hypothetically.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm saying Justice Winslow's
going to be coming
off
of the bench.
Yeah, Justice Winslow right now is not a starter in the NBA.
And how sick is it to have that defense on the second team, bro? Our second team for the Miami Heat, if we get set up, like we could be real with Magruder. I love Magruder. I love his defensive presence out on the perimeter, right? And we have Tyler Johnson. I just think we could be real dangerous with that second team. We're young. We're quick. I like it.
Yeah, Tyler Johnson leading the second team.
And Josh Richardson. We're going to see a lot Josh Richardson too this year.
Josh and James Johnson and dude, man.
Maybe Hayward. It seems to me.
Hopefully McBob gets healthy.
No.
Get him out of here, please. Attach him to a contract and send him away.
Why don't you leave with him, bro? Get out of town.
You and McBob hop on a boat and sail away.
No, yo, go get a haircut, bro. You guys hang out and ride.
No. But what I'm saying is, hasn't he pretty much opted in? No one's gonna take on that contract.
No, I know. You would have to attach him to something.
Yeah.
What does that mean? Attach him to something.
So, like the trade that happened last week, how D'Angelo Russell got sent to the Brooklyn Nets for draft pick, whatever. They took back Brook Lopez, but part of the reason why the Lakers did that was they wanted to get rid of Timofey Mozgov's albatross of a contract. So they say,
53 or 50 million,
something like that, like 50-something $million, which everybody said it was a ridiculous contract, but in order so they convinced the Nets to say, hey, you can have D'Angelo Russell, but you got to take Timofey Mozgov. So you attach bad contracts and you trade them around. That's a lot of what. So essentially what we would have to do is say, okay, we want to get rid of McBob so you can take, somebody else with him.
Yeah. So we would have to. So do we have a player good enough to trade away with McBob's contract?
I don't know.
No one's going to take Justice Winslow.
McBob and a pick?
Yeah. McBob and a pick for what? A pair of shoes?
Yeah.
We'll get our new rookie. Oh, we didn't even have a rookie. Do we have a pick? Oh yeah, Bam Adebayo.
Who mind you,
Adebayo,
if I may,
Adebayo
ready to play.
And the Bedindo.
He's only 19 too. And so what they think is probably going to happen is since Willie Reed played really well and is an unrestricted free agent, they're thinking that the plans probably for the Heat in the future do not include Willie Reed. So that's why a lot of people questioned the pick when the Heat took him. They were like, I don't understand this. Why are you going to pair this guy with Whiteside? And it's like, well, if Willie Reed goes, then he could potentially be a backup center for, his first couple of years in the league. I don't think it's a terrible idea.
For the new kid, for Bam?
Yeah.
I mean, he's big enough. Then he played power forward though.
Yeah, well, I mean, he played center in
Kentucky,
but he'll probably. I mean, he's only 6'9", but he's only 19. He could grow.
Yo,
speaking of Kentucky, real quick though, the NBA draft last Thursday. How Calipari is on live TV,
legend,
just basically getting free recruiting to the national audience. Like, he's over here going from table to table. He's over here with Malik Monk, who gets drafted 5. Then he slides over to De'Aaron Fox, who's going 7. Then he slides over to Bam Adebayo, who's going 14.
All for the little brothers.
And all these all these high school kids are seeing Calipari on TV with 3 first-round picks, and they're like, that could be me.
Yeah.
And I mean, God, it's brilliant.
Remember, we've talked before.
You don't see Roy Williams at the draft, or you don't see these other guys. You see Calipari with his players.
Now, does that speak volumes of the coach? Because he supports them, and he wants them out, and they want him out there.
And remember, we've talked about this before. He tells them, "Hey, look, if you think that you can go and you want to go, go."
Right, and that's his whole one and done. He supports
that.
He supports them going to the draft. So it only fits that, you know, he supports them at the draft.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Yeah. I like it a
lot. And shout out Eric Spoelstra, man, for coming in second, the coach of the year voting.
Yeah.
Like, he should have won, but
the only reason he didn't win was because we started 11-30.
Right.
I mean, granted, if we don't start 11-30, we end up making the playoffs. Right. What hurt him was not making the playoffs, which comes with an 11-30 start.
And this confused me a little bit, because remember, I think it was maybe like a month and a half ago, they had some sort of Coach of the Year award where D'Antoni and Spo split it, but apparently it was not an official one. It's just somebody else's award.
That was like for the writers or something.
That was voted on by, I think, the coaches.
Maybe.
It was like a brand new award, which, speaking of brand new awards.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay. Anything else? Free agency, Paul George. There's like trade talks.
He's being linked to a lot of different things. You know, we can talk about that.
We'll get into that
later on.
We'll be right back.
We'll be right back on the couch, just in time for you to get a cold one.
Yeah. Can you see that? Can you see that? Oh! No, really, my stepmom's not. I'm playing Freddie Mercury, shaded like some curtains be. And my fate is certainly, I need the money urgently. All I see is green and green around me like a nursery. Currently, a little bit of spitter, that's that currency. Tell me how you heard of me, how on point the verses be. I'm not the best, but virtually, I'm grinding like a worker bee. Chick be out of my she thinks she finna get a purse for me. Like she the one that's in here putting in this work for me. I put lyrics on wax, that's my heart and my soul. Let go of the past, surprise how far you can go. Not saying it's facts, that's just what I've been told. Didn't say it you asked, I just thought you should know. And I ain't got no time for a hater. Can't feel you like I'm smoking on a vape, like smoking on a vape. And I ain't got no time for a boy talking down, use a motherfucking faker. Can you see now? Can you see now? Can you see it? Yeah, can you see now? When you see me, baby, don't be acting see now. Can you see now? Can you see it? Can you see now? Can you see me now? When you see me, baby, don't be acting see now. What the status of it? What the lick read? I make magic of these lines, Roy and Siegfried. I never backed it on the bus, I was a big dweeb. Now I get on tracks and I just bust, should be in big leagues. Had to get my mind and money right, so glad I went to school. Plus it taught me how to handle blues, become a man and rule. Ran the campus even when I panicked about finances. Never thought the lowest standard, this a chance that I've been granted. I swear I go so hard. That's that shit they don't like. And I swear yo girl so slob. That's that bitch I won't wipe. So peculiar is my whole life. I'm familiar with them strobe lights. I got 7 bottles and 6 mollies for 5 days. It's like 4 nights. Okay, MySpace but no website. My time, get your clock check. I'm shit faced for my next flight. I board the plane with that pop breath. When I open my hammered eyes, I got a hand job in my backpack. I hope my bitch ain't camera shy, cause I give her something to look back at. Like, can you see now? Can you see it? Can you see now? Motherfucking feel it. Can you see now? Can you see it? When you see me, baby, don't be acting see now. Can you see now? Can you see it? Do you see now? Do you see it? Can you see now? Can you see it? When you see me, baby, don't be acting see now. Trunk full of beat, ride to the beach, bomb like the Middle East. I got killers in the street. Trunk full of beat, ride to the beach, bomb like the Middle East. I got killers in the street. Trunk full of beat, ride to the beach, bomb like the Middle East. I got killers in the street. Trunk full of beat, ride to the beach, bomb like the Middle East. I got killers in the street. Yeah, baby, don't be acting see now. Yeah. Can you see now? When you see Big Justin, don't be, I can see now. When you see me, baby, holla at a pro. When you see me, baby, holla at me, boy. See me when you see me, baby. When you see me, baby, holla at your boy. Say holla at your boy. Can you see now? Can you see now? See now? Can you see now? See now? Or you the #1 draft in the league now?
And welcome back to the couch.
El Sofá.
El Sofá. You are listening on 24/7 Miami. Actually, you're not right now because we're not connected to 24/7 Miami.
Let's try that out again.
Exposed.
But maybe we will next week. But anyways, you could be listening to us on YouTube.
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter at @thecouch_Miami and on Instagram at @thecouch_radio. We are also brought to you by Now Trending News with a Twist. It is a show. It's a live show every Monday, 4 to 6 p.m. on 24/7 Miami Radio. You can follow them on Twitter and Instagram, both at Now Trending 247. We're going to get into our second segment called Quick Hits.
Quick hits.
Pew, 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 pew. Quick hits. A little improvise there, right?
Oh, okay. So,
Oh,
when you said that you were going to start, I didn't know that you were just going to
Oh,
rattle off some noises and then leave it to dead air for the rest of the time. But hey, you know what? I'll go ahead. I'll start off with we had a little thing happen today involving tennis.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a former tennis player named John McEnroe.
Yo, was that today?
Regarding Serena Williams.
Are you kidding me?
He basically, when asked by a reporter about the status of Serena Williams, went on to say that she was one of the greatest female athletes of all time, which I think is pretty appropriate and accurate.
100%. 100%.
And so she felt the need to ask why he had to say female athlete instead of just athlete. So which he then explained that if she were playing on the men's circuit, she would probably be ranked around 700th, which I don't think is terribly offensive. I didn't find any of this commentary to be terribly offensive, but apparently the internet and Twitter did, and everybody got in a ruffle,
bunch.
in a
whatever you want to wear down there.
Whatever.
Look, you know what, dude? I'm gonna say something right now. I don't think that John McEnroe was all that good of a tennis player. Number one. Number two, I bet you Serena Williams can beat him. Number three, I don't know about 700. I'm not saying that she would be the best tennis player in the world. I don't think that she would be there's a bunch of dudes that she could probably beat in tennis.
I agree with 2.5 out of 3 of what you said.
Okay.
Don't agree with John McEnroe not being a good tennis player. He's highly regarded as one of the better tennis players of his time.
And he's almost 60 now.
And
of course she's going to beat him now.
And also, yes, that was the half a thing, was she'd beat him now.
Dude, he was no Pete Sampras. He's no even Rafael Nadal.
Right,
I mean,
because he played against Pete Sampras and
so
Andre
and
Agassi.
Nadal plays against Djokovic.
Okay, so
they can both be good.
Yeah, they can. Yeah, well, we can.
And they're both better than what John McEnroe was.
If you're not Pete Sampras, you suck.
No,
listen
at all. Because you brought up Andre Agassi, right?
Check your tennis stats. John McEnroe was a good tennis player.
All right.
And in his prime, he beat Serena Williams in her prime.
Well, she's not going to be 700 in the world if she plays against men. I think she should do it.
That's also one thing I agreed with you. She wouldn't be 700. She might be 100. Also, do they even rank 700 men's tennis players?
Are there that many?
I mean, I don't know, but
and the interviewer kind of set him up for that.
That's exactly what happened. So the interviewer knew what they were doing. She knew that she was going to get a reaction.
She was good.
You know what I mean? But
she knew who she was talking to. John McEnroe is not afraid to say something.
Wild child.
Now, are either of you aware that in 1998, Venus and Serena both claimed that they could beat any male player outside of the world's top 200?
I'm glad someone did their research.
Yeah. And someone took them up on that offer. Karsten Bratch was ranked 203rd in the world at the time, and he said, "Okay, I'll play you guys." He proceeded to beat them both after playing a round of golf and getting drunk during the day.
Yeah, wow. Saturdays are for the boys.
Also, I heard on Levitard.
I didn't know that.
Levitard brought up that a few years ago, Serena was on a late night TV show, and she said herself Andy Murray would beat her 6-love, 6-love.
Andy Murray is another one of the better.
He's world number one right now.
Correct.
Okay, I agree.
Right.
But I just don't. What is the outrage?
Here's the question.
Well, the society sensitivity with everything and anything.
Right. Here's the question. Is it insulting to say she's one of the greatest tennis players, and then the part that we have to discuss over is for a female? So when a male says she's one of the world's greatest female tennis players, that's where this conversation goes. Now,
that's where it took a twist.
That's where the conversation is. Why does it have to be female? And then it's like, no, it's a thing. Men are stronger,
right?
Faster.
It's not. It's not.
Science.
That's why sexism. It's physiology.
It's not an opinion.
And I agree with
science.
And I agree with. I'll never see a woman that plays softball, go on the mound and pitch those 60 feet that they pitch at 96 miles an hour. We're never gonna see.
Do you remember a while ago when there was like rumblings that maybe like Ronda Rousey and Floyd Mayweather might fight? Like, get out of here! It's nonsense.
And the same deal with Brittany Griner. Brittany Griner's not beating anyone in the NBA on a one-on-one.
Right. And so to steal an analogy from Dan Levitard, he was like, yeah, you 12-year-old, you're strong for a 12-year-old, but I'm stronger than you. Like, yeah, you're the strongest in the world for a 12-year-old, but I'm stronger than you. You can suck it. Like, why is it?
Yeah, you can't really compare. You're right.
You know what I mean? Also, you have the pound for pound. Floyd Mayweather is the greatest pound for pound fighter.
Because
he's not the greatest boxer ever, because Muhammad Ali would kick his ass.
Well, Muhammad Ali was 2 feet taller than him.
Exactly. Yeah, but pound for pound.
There are different categories depending on your physiology, the way that you are,
especially in that sport.
In fight sports, for weight classes. It's why you don't have a 185-pound person fighting a 225-pound person.
And that's why women don't play tennis against men.
If you want to get offended about that, you're right, and I see your point. If you want to get offended by that, then you should have been getting offended years ago when women LPGA and PGA. That's another sport where you can't really mix, dude. Women tee off a different tee,
hundreds of yards closer.
Yeah, exactly. And I get where you're going. And if not, let's watch women box men. Let's see it. Let's see it. I want to be treated equally. Let's throw on some gloves.
All right. So that wasn't exactly a quick hit, but whatever.
It lingered. It was a lingering.
Okay.
Hit. What do you got, Matt?
I got
long hit. The long ball.
I got this is going to be really quick because this is just basically Manny Pacquiao stealing words out of my mouth. He weighed in on McGregor-Mayweather, said McGregor won't land a meaningful punch on Floyd. How could he? He's not professionally trained in boxing, which is what I've been saying all along.
Right.
If Manny Pacquiao, if Oscar De La Hoya, whoever Mayweather fought, if those guys couldn't land punches on Mayweather, I don't see how McGregor's going to.
Wouldn't you say? And this is just
I'm still going to pay for the fight, though.
Right. Yeah, no, 100%. And this is just to kind of take the opposite, because I agree with you too. But wouldn't you say that somebody, let's be honest, McGregor is probably going to be more aggressive. He's going to go in there with less of a strategy than a Pacquiao or De La Hoya, who's out there, trying to strategize against Floyd. This guy's just going to go in guns blazing, throwing punches.
Trying to knock his head off.
Right.
So, I mean.
Right. And you know what? If he goes in there he throws 5 haymakers in a row and one of them lands, he might knock Mayweather out.
Check this out. And I don't know if any of this has happened ever to you guys, but, let's say a little kid, right? You're playing against a little kid on Street Fighter, right? Because this is what I remember. And just the little kid's just pressing a bunch of buttons, but the combos, all the good stuff. Do you end up winning? Probably not, because the little kid's just fucking, just going crazy. Just going wild, pressing a bunch of buttons, and you're losing, and you're like, let me hit this combo. Let me hit this combo. And it's like, you can't hit the combo because you don't have time. So, strategy goes out the window. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I I agree. I've said I would not watch this circus. I won't order it, but I mean, who are we kidding? Of course I'm going to watch it.
Of course I'm going to order it. Yeah, we'll go to Hill House.
Yeah.
And
I mean, at the very least, I'll go watch it somewhere.
There's a cover at the Ale House.
When they have like fights and pay-per-view events and stuff like that. Yeah.
They don't charge at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Noted.
Duly noted.
You have a
well, yeah, I mean, I do have a quick hit, and I think, I'm very proud of my Miami Marlins, and Marcell Ozuna has gotten the nod to start in left field during the All-Star game.
He's gonna start, man.
Nice. He's up there, and let me tell you something about this guy.
Also, speaking of just real quick, Marlins, like 6 games under 500 right now. They're moving.
All I'm saying, man, there's a lot of baseball left. People forget that the baseball season goes 162 games, right? But let me tell you something about Marcell Ozuna. His numbers right now are MVP caliber numbers. He's got 20 home runs. He's there, and he's just a low-key guy in a low-key team. So, it's easy to kind of overlook him. But the numbers he's putting up it's not a lot of people in the baseball world, let's say, are, oh, wow, Marcell Ozuna starting at left field. Yeah, dude, look at, I mean, I watch these games all the time. It's a local game for me, but he's putting up the numbers, man, and he's low-key making it. I like it.
Yeah, and Michael Bohr is...
No, Justin Bohr. First baseman. You're thinking Mike Stan, baby.
James Bohr.
James Bohr.
It's definitely Justin, the Bohr man, a.k.a. the Bourne Ultimatum.
Sorry. Anyway.
Chris Bohr.
Anyway.
Definitely Justin. Big boy. The lumberjack.
Anyway, Johnson Bohr.
Jeremiah Bohr.
JB Taters, baby.
He will not probably be in the All-Star game.
No.
But it's only because first base is loaded this year.
Right.
But yeah, Bohr's having a good year. Stan's coming on. Dude, the Marlins.
Stan's just, look. Okay, yeah.
No, hey, Marlins are 6 under.
I'm all about it, baby.
We're still 10 games out of a wild card.
But then again, no, hold on. I mean, we're 10 games out of the first place, but
in the East.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And then the team that's ahead of us is 11. You get what I'm saying? So like, it's the Nationals are up there. They're up there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah.
I mean
obviously
they're in first, and the second place is literally like 12, 10 games back. So it's not like, it's not crazy much a difference. And actually, your Marlins are in action tonight.
I got this right here real quick since we're talking about it. The Marlins are 10.5 out of the wild card right now.
Right. With a lot of baseball left.
And 10 out of, we're actually closer to the division than the wild card.
Yeah.
So, Coleman.
Would you guys like to hear a little bit of Dolphins news?
Yes.
Ooh.
Hey, a little boy talk, got a little OTA talk here. We got a little early season offensive talk here. Here we go.
Football team.
We'll score the ball from goal to goal
like no one's ever seen.
So Jarvis Landry's agent says that his client will not negotiate a new deal once the regular season begins, stating, "We don't want every game to be a new contract. This is not a tactic. Jarvis will not hold out of camp or the regular season and will not be angry if the sides fail to agree on an extension."
That's fine. That's fine.
I don't like the last part. I could have done without the last part.
And so my question is, what do you think this means long term because I don't think that they're going to reach a deal.
Well, honestly, it looks like he doesn't really care to be a Dolphin, if you ask me.
Are they going to let him walk?
He wants to
with
be
that type of attitude, Coleman.
Well,
that type of attitude.
But you have to think about the tactics that people use in the NFL. Even though the agent says that it's not a tactic, these are not guaranteed contracts unless they have a specific guarantee.
Listen,
a lot of people hold out. Odell Beckham didn't even go to, voluntary OTAs or whatever.
But he said himself he wasn't going to hold out of camp.
Right.
Jarvis said he's not going to hold out of camp. Listen,
very professional of him.
There could be a little thing here where, maybe the money would work better for the Dolphins next year. I don't know how much we owe Ndamukong Suh right now or how much money we owe Tannehill, even though we're going to probably owe both of them more next year.
Right.
But, maybe right now the Dolphins can't really work the numbers, but the salary cap moves a little. Some numbers change. We release some guys next offseason. I'm sure we're going to work in Jarvis Landry's contract.
Listen, I think that they're a little scared the way Devontae Parker's coming along, okay? And I think that's a little you're right. I do think there is some tactic behind it. And he's setting himself up to kind of go at a little wide receiver battle up there with the Rook.
I was going to take devil's advocate, but you kind of just did there, saying that maybe they're banking on Devontae Parker stepping up. No, but I'm going to say
he's got to get off of that vegan stuff.
Jarvis is still our guy. All right. Devontae Parker, that's going to be a good 1-2 punch. Jarvis is still our guy. But here's how I'm going to play devil's advocate. Hey, Jarvis, maybe a little bit better than 7 yards a catch, huh? Maybe 100,000 catches for 800 yards doesn't really cut it, huh?
Yeah.
How about a little more than a 5-yard bubble screen?
Listen, but how much goes into coaching though? Let's give him that. Too.
I get it, but there's also a reason why
those are the plays he's calling. What do you want him not to catch the ball? It's like, yo, he's gonna hit the ball down. No, that's not the play.
Manny, I don't know if you understand how coaching football works, but you put your guys in the best position to succeed. If Jarvis can't do anything other than run a bubble screen, that's what you do. If he can't run a 12-yard dig route, you don't do it. If he can only run bubble screens, that's what.
But what's more apparent at the fact that the coaching staff that was doing that is not there anymore.
What do you mean? That's
transitioning.
Adam Gase was the coach last year, and that's all we saw was bubble screens to Jarvis Landry.
They were better.
So Jarvis, give me better than 6.5, YPC.
Let's get in the end zone a little bit more.
Get in the end zone more than 6 times
before we give you a boatload of money. And
do you guys think we're gonna be running the ball a lot this year?
Hope so.
Well, I mean, sure.
I mean, if Pouncey's healthy,
I think,
which he's not going to be throughout the whole
he's
season.
supposedly healthy right now.
Yeah.
Until he hurts his hip again.
But come on, why can't we just be like, okay, if you're healthy, I'm not gonna bank on an injury coming. I'm gonna bank on you staying healthy.
I'm gonna bank on whatever happens more often, which is him getting hurt. That's what I'm gonna put my money on.
And I think
trends, Poppy.
Didn't Gase say that he wanted to run the ball more? He just couldn't last year because of the injuries.
Right.
So you set yourself up with
we saw last year, man. Jay Ajayi, he thrives more on carries 20 through 25. His yards per carry,
I like that
goes
word
up.
Thrive.
Yeah.
His yards per carry on carries 20 through 25 are higher than 5 through 10 because he wears defenses down.
Yep.
I love the Utah guard we drafted, the Samoan guy.
Yeah.
I love those guys, man. Those Samoans, man. Paul
Samoan,
Soliai.
man. I'll tell you something, man.
I love that guy, man.
Love that guy.
Paul Soliai.
These guys are rocks,
Malaluga. All those guys that come out of Utah, tennis, USC, Hawaii. Love them, man.
Those guys. Samoan tattoos. Really get me going.
Tunsil, baby.
Yeah.
Yo, I think we're looking at a 1,600-yard Jay Ajayi season.
Huh. What are you looking at realistically as far as record?
I mean, I have to look at the schedule. We can do the whole win-loss on the schedule thing, but we won 10 games last year. If we're not there or better, I'll be surprised.
Okay. I mean, I don't necessarily want to go through the schedule, but I would say 9 and 7, 10 and 6 is realistic.
I'm just kidding.
Nah, I just jabbing.
All right, I got a thing here. This is for the Florida Gators. They have officially signed Malik Zaire, formerly of Notre Dame quarterback.
Oh yeah, I know this.
I'm not with. He didn't start the national championship against Bama, did he? Was that still Everett Golson?
I think it was Golson, yeah.
So Malik Zaire had some good flashings at Notre Dame. He didn't get kicked off the team or anything. He's a graduate transfer, so he can play right away at Florida. I think that Jim McElwain he's got a good thing going at Florida. He's a brilliant offensive mind, and really what's been holding the Gators back since Tebow is the quarterback. We've had some pretty lousy quarterbacks, guys that aren't super dynamic, and that's what Malik Zaire is. He's really dynamic. He throws the ball well. He runs really well. The last time, a few years ago, the Gators started 6-0 with Will Grier, who ended up being on steroids and getting suspended.
Isn't he eligible to come back this year now?
Yeah, he is somewhere else now.
Oh, is he really?
I want to say.
What's the guy's name?
Off the top of my head, I want to say UNC, but.
Who is it?
Will Grier.
I didn't know he transferred. I thought that he was still at Florida.
Yeah, no, he transferred out. So Malik Zaire. So West Virginia. Okay. So the Gators always have good defense. They always have good skill players around the quarterback. So hopefully, for me being a Gator, hopefully Malik Zaire is everything we want and then more.
Also, the Gators are in the College World Series final again.
Up 1-0.
One there. It's a 3-game series. So if they win tonight,
an SEC battle between LSU.
Yeah, real battle there.
LSU is 6 for 6 in the College World Series final. They've never made the final without losing. So
last quick hit
before
we take a break here. So I was watching the Rockies and the Giants, right? Yesterday. And you remember that big fight with Bryce Harper and Hunter Strickland?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that big old thing. Dude, Hunter Strickland's a big guy.
Yeah.
I saw that guy come out of the bullpen and I was like, dude, this guy is huge, man. And I don't know. I just thinking that Bryce Harper would have, kind of started a fight with that guy. That's a big dude, bro.
Is that it?
That was my quick hit, kid.
Wow, thank you.
No problem. Anytime.
Do you have anything else before we go to break?
I'm here.
Let's go to break.
I'm here every Tuesday.
Les Grossman.
We don't get money yet. Price now 100 million. You pay now or tomorrow Simple Jack die.
Great. Let me get this down. 100 million. Oh, wait. I got a better idea.
Stay tuned to the couch on 247miami.tv.
Instead of 100 million, how about I send you a hobo's cheese? Then you kill him, do your thing, skin the Go to town, man. Go to town.
No.
In the meantime, and as usual, go yourself.
And welcome back to the couch with your boys, Matt Lawson, Coleman, and Dubai. We're here every Tuesday, 6:37. We'll let you know on our Twitter account. So the next segment happens to be Christian Yelich's mom's favorite segment, and it's brought to you by 247 Miami, the station that we are on. So we'll take it right on to Simple Jack.
Goodbye, Mama. Now you can have ice cream in heaven. I'll see you tonight when I go to bed in my head movies. But this head movie makes my eyes rain.
You went full retard, man. Never go full retard.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to what W claims is Christian Yelich's mom's favorite segment.
Have you seen Christian Yelich's mother? God bless that woman.
I don't think so.
It's very, very beautiful.
I have to take your word for it. But also, some people would say Salma Hayek's favorite segment.
What a winner, bud. What a winner.
This week's Simple Jack comes to us courtesy of the Sun.
Sentinel?
It's a paper. No.
Oh.
Out of San Lucas Ojitlan, Mexico. You guys were pretty close to guessing that, right?
I love how he goes, brought to you by the Sun. It's a newspaper. I thought you meant the Star.
The big ball of gas in the
I
sky.
thought it was the Sun Sentinel. Well, whatever.
Anyways, 60-year-old farmer in San Lucas Ojitlan died over the weekend due to injuries he sustained in a drunken fight with his pet pig. According to sources, the man returned home from a party intoxicated, got into an altercation with his pet pig that he actually kept inside of his house. The pig allegedly bit off three of the man's fingers and mutilated his genitals.
You'd be surprised as to how many people have pigs living in their houses.
He was rushed to the hospital, but unfortunately died early Sunday. Officials believe he suffered a fatal infection from the pig bites, but they still need to perform an autopsy to confirm the cause of death.
Dude, that's so wild. That's so wild. Like, it's bad enough. Yeah, all right. You do have a pig living in your house, but
yeah, it's one thing to have a pig living in your house, which is pretty gross. Keep it outside.
But you picked a fight with him.
And he killed you.
Yeah.
You died by your own pig.
Look, the way that I heard, because I read a little bit about this story before getting here, and rumor has it that the pig literally like jumped up at the homie. Like, he jumped up and just went at him.
Well, I mean,
pigs don't just start fights, though.
I mean, it sounds like he started the fight and the pig ended it.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about, pig owner comes home drunk, starts, gets in fight with pig. Most of the time, pig didn't instigate it.
Right. Well, I mean, what was?
Yeah, what's the pig gonna say? I understand.
What is the pig gonna say?
No.
Yeah.
But what kind of what's he doing? Getting in a fight with a pig? What happened?
I want to understand.
I want details.
Dude, I've never fought any.
I want
to fight a dog,
like a dog or a fish, dude. Like, what do you do to your fish? You just throw them out?
Yeah, flush them. Yeah, I wonder what the pig did. Yeah, he must have come.
Yo, I wonder. Does it talk about them? Like, did they have to put the pig down or?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh no,
because that would be so important.
It's Mexico. They probably they just let him go.
Yeah, they
might just eat him.
They might make a statue of him.
Yeah.
They might eat him. Put him in some tacos.
No, you know what?
What? Carnitas.
Sometimes you're a pig, and your owner comes home a little late, drunk, smelling like another pig, and pig may not even said anything.
Sounds like your last relationship.
The owner's drunk, and he's like, "Oh, pig, you're looking at me wrong." Pig's like, "Hey, I didn't say anything, man. You're the one that's drunk. You're the one that came home late. I'm just trying to go to bed." Oh, and then next thing you know,
hey, I mean, I'll bite your fingers off and mutilate your genitals.
Okay, Dubby, Mr. Know-It-All.
Oh.
Dubby Dubai knows it all.
Well, Dick, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Hoo-ha! Do you know who I am? I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
That was stupid. Was it?
Okay, before we get to Dubby Knows It All, we are going to wait for Dubby to get ready for Dubby Knows It All. I think he's ready.
Okay. Yeah, I'm about ready. So, keeping with the whole pets theme that we're talking about, I guess. Inspired by many homeless people who put their pets' needs before their own. It was this journalist. His name is Glenn Greenwald. And his partner and him decided to create an animal shelter staffed by people who live on the streets. So it's kind of like killing two birds with one stone. I'm feeling very philanthropic today. And, they teamed up with outreach groups and they designed a shelter in Rio de Janeiro that finds homes not just for animals in need, but also providing employment for social services for people who are homeless.
Wow, that's beautiful.
I thought it was very touching. And since we're so emotional today, it's another thing. We're exploring our emotions.
Hey, I'm about that.
It's okay to cry.
Well, I mean, I don't know when I'm gonna get hit by Matt. I'm a little scared now.
Yeah, no, it's not okay to cry.
It's not okay. Grown men aren't allowed to cry, according to Matthew.
Oh, is that it? That's all Dubby knows today?
That was it. Usually we have a couple. We just had one today.
Hey, just let it go to silence.
Hey, you know what, man? I gotta keep people guessing. So.
Okay,
so I guess we're back into the NBA then.
So Paul George, the latest thing is that the Cavs, the Pacers, and the Nuggets are working on a three-way deal that would send Paul George to the Paul George to the Cavs,
Kevin Love to the Nuggets,
and what? to the
Yo,
picks? Or
I feel
I guess
some
picks,
like
it would have to be picks, even though the Cavs don't really have picks. So you would have to Denver would have to throw something in there to go to Indiana that would appease Indiana to be able to do that trade. You know what I mean?
right.
The thought of Kevin Love going back to Denver, it feels like he's going back to the market that he belongs in. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean he's from Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah,
I think he's from California.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Yeah,
He's from California.
The thing is,
good one, Matt.
Oh man.
Yep.
There have been rumors linking not only Paul George but also Gordon Hayward to the Boston Celtics as well.
Yes, that was another thing.
I thought it was Blake.
Danny Ainge has a few more pieces he might have a few more tricks up his sleeve.
Did he text you?
You know, the last 5 years, no, he called me. The last 5 years, he's been, stacking all these picks, and yeah, he might be able to pull off something where he can trade for Paul George and sign Hayward. But apparently, the timeline actually matters, where he would have to sign Hayward first,
right,
and then trade for Paul George.
And what they're saying is that they are not sure if the Pacers are going to be willing to wait that long.
Right.
So, because
I wouldn't be.
Oh, how? Yeah.
But what do I know?
I'm sure.
What do I know?
I'm sure the Pacers are in such a hurry to get rid of their franchise piece.
It's just, like you said, the timing is off. It's weird the way that it's going to work, stuff like that. But
they still have a year to trade him and get something for him.
Correct.
Because he's restricted.
Granted, the longer because he's under contract for a year.
He's still there. He becomes unrestricted at the end of this year, but they don't technically they don't have to do anything.
Right, but the longer they wait, maybe his value goes down, but maybe it doesn't.
Or it goes up.
Because, maybe the season starts and then a team like the Cavs is like, all right, we got to get this guy.
Yeah.
Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, I think they'll be looking for size, maybe.
It'll be interesting to see where the NBA free agency takes us over the remainder of the summer.
And you'll be with us next Tuesday on the couch.